With more from the picket lines, we're joined once again by entertainment attorney and freelance journalist Jonathan Handel. All right, with your attorney hat on, I want to get your take on FICUS-gate. What do you make of it?
Well, FICUS-gate and Sidewalk-gate, the unions both have filed unfair labor practices complaints over the sidewalk issue. Apparently, the LAPD had ordered Universal some months ago to put that safety lane in, for pedestrians, which they did not do. So this picketing is a federally protected activity, and it seems beyond coincidental that you've got these two obstructive behaviors on the part of Universal Studios.
What's the recourse then?
Well, that's the difficult question. ULP's unfair labor practices complaints, drag on, and meanwhile, though, the city controller, I don't know, you replant the trees, it's not a real effective recourse, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm. All right, so now we got the strike. We got the writer's strike. We know they're not even talking.
Right.
We got the actor's strike. Right now, they're not talking, right? What brings them to the table? Is there some sort of outside event? It's probably not going to be the Emmys, right? Which is supposed to happen in September on Fox. Looks like that's going to get moved.
That's probably going to get moved. The question is sort of what and who will drive the beginning of the end of these strikes. Some people look to the talent agency heads, for example. Some news that I have from the union, Brian Lord of CAA, the head of CAA, was on the picket line in New York today and is expected back tomorrow. We will have photographs of that at some point, although we don't have them just yet for this broadcast. Meanwhile...
What does that say? Why does that matter?
Well, he is someone that, they represent wealthy talent, primarily, the people that this strike is not really about.
Yeah, like George Clooney is one of his clients.
George Clooney, for example. But they do represent talent, the talent agencies. By the same token, they have a very, a corporate orientation. They are big corporations themselves. They understand how big corporations think. And so there's the hope that those folks or certain key entertainment lawyers could serve a bridging or intermediary function. But in terms of events, as you asked, that might drive a resolution here, my fear is that it might be the same event that drove the resolution of the writer's strike 15 years ago, which was the Oscars. At that point, the strike was 100 days old. At this point, though, if we have to wait till the Oscars, we're looking at 200 plus.
Wow.
I mean, because we saw a strike here in Los Angeles in the teachers, in the school district.
Right.
Mayor Bass sort of brought the sides together. Could we see Governor Newsom or even President Biden or the Labor Secretary do something like that?
Maybe, but and I don't want to throw cold water on it, but it's hard because when you get to you've got A, a lot of animosity, and B, a lot of highly technical issues. Residuals, what are residuals, the formulas, the this, the that. It's very complex, and so once you get to the he said, she said, she said, it's hard for a mayor, a governor, a president to deliver a textured set of things. We actually are doing a panel, which I think some viewers may know about. We're doing a panel a week from Friday at the Beverly Hills Bar, Zoom panel, free for anyone to attend. It's a panel of mediators in an attempt to discover what kind of mediation might help here. Well, it's very hard.
Well, and here's the information about the mediating right there on your screen, July 28th at 10 a.m. Now, speaking of the A-listers, as far as we understand, Tom Cruise did play a role. He tried to bridge the gap before the strike was actually called. That didn't work. He's the man to do it.
He's the A-list of the A-list.
He is the A-list. So there's that. You, on the other hand, wanted to also point out just how historic this is on a global level. You've been covering this industry for decades.
Right.
You covered the strikes in the past. You haven't had the attention brought to you like it has before in the past. You've been doing interviews across the globe.
I have. The UK, Canada, Germany, South Africa, Australia, and SAG-AFTRA. I just spoke with their representative. 16 countries just in the top 20 list or so, 100 lists across the world. I mean, Albanian Post.
Why? So 15 seconds to go. Why?
Because two reasons. One is because stars attract attention, even though it's not really about stars. And number two, because I think that the issues, fair pay, secure jobs, technological displacement, resonate with a lot of people.
And is the reason that we don't see more big stars out on the picket line, is that intentional? Are they trying to show that it's really about the folks that are making $50,000 a year, not the people making $500,000?
Or 5 million or 50 million. That may be part of it, and I think at some point, as the summer moves on, we may see more big stars. But
Well,
that's
shocking
TBD.
the percentage that don't even make the 26,000 that you need to get the health care.
That's right.
That's amazing. Okay, Jonathan Handel, thank you so much.